Hello again. At risk of repeating myself, I have not the least objection to any adult doing whatever he or she wishes with their bodies. This includes ear piercing, branding, tattoos, mutilation up to and including amputation, taking drugs, drinking poison, anything at all in fact. What I do to and with my body is my affair. And as long as I'm not mentally ill and harm nobody else in the process, then I cannot see that it is anybody else's but mine business what I choose to do with my body. That does not, of course, mean that I think it right to encourage other people to harm themselves. I do not really approve of what are sometimes known as pro-ana websites, which give tips to young people wishing to starve themselves because they are suffering from anorexia nervosa. Children and adolescents are often very impressionable, and I think it's a bad idea to try and persuade them that harming their bodies is a really cool and fashionable thing to do. It is for this reason that I'm not all that keen on the current trend for making transsexualism and sex changes a perfectly normal way of carrying on. Once something is widely publicised, a certain number of young people with mental health problems or others in search of an identity are sure to begin copying whatever it is that is being reported in the newspapers or on the internet. I am old enough to choose for myself if I wish to cut off a bit of my body, and I'm unlikely to be influenced by somebody on TikTok or Instagram, but I'm afraid that some young people will be affected by the latest fad. And there is no doubt that sex change surgery is a fad and is being represented as a brave, daring and desirable course of action, one which will guarantee sympathy and attention for teenagers, especially girls. Let's face it, how many adolescent girls do not want sympathy and attention? And if it can be gained as easily as this, well then that's bound to encourage them, isn't it? For this reason, I think it appalling that Costa Coffee should decide that it is a good idea to decorate one of their vans with what is in effect an advertisement for serious bodily mutilation. That is to say, a double mastectomy carried out for purely cosmetic purposes. The thumbnail to this video shows a post-operative victim of such unnecessary surgery, a woman who has chosen to have her breasts amputated and the scars show. Who on earth can consider this a good idea? The fact that the current craze for self-mutilation of this kind is among girls and very young women tells us something. That it is those at the most impressionable time of their lives, when people are apt to take up crazes such as campaigning for CND or veganism, save the whales, extinction rebellion and so on. It tells us that this is about more than gender dysphoria. Time, I think, for Costa Coffee to think seriously about what they're doing.